on, guys? We now have the full RNG clutch kit installed in the bike. The last ride, if you can remember, we just had the primary clutch kit. It was just a spring and I believe it was 12-gram weights. It made a pretty significant performance increase. It wasn't really much smoother of an engagement. My clutching on the 600 was actually very, very good stock. It was very smooth. Although, it seems like the RPMs stay up a little bit more. And it keeps you more in your power band. But now we have the Stingray Mods SRM3 Helix. It's more of a trail helix. And man, I gotta say, this thing, that it made a tremendous difference. Like, holy hell. Now when you get the whole shot, it stays pulling the entire time. There's no dead spot in the mid-range. It just pulls hard as hell. You can stay in high gear a lot more now. Oh, there's some deer. The Stingray Mods Helix absolutely made an insane difference. I highly, highly recommend you get it. It is the biggest performance mod that you can do. 100%. Today we're going to try and explore some new trails that we don't typically go down and maybe find some new ones. So that's what we're doing. Unfamiliar with these trails, so we're gonna find our way somewhere. Very rocky through here. After 240 miles of ownership and one oil change, the only thing I feel like this ATV leaves to be desired is the suspension. Suspension is very stiff. I have it almost completely soft and it's still pretty stiff, but it's not a deal breaker by any means. I'm running 5 pounds of air in the rear tires. They are a 6-ply tire, so they're pretty rigid themselves, and I'm running 6 pounds up front just for control at a slightly higher speed. I don't have any problems with sidewall flex. Literally no idea where we're going. So, just gonna roll with it. What way to go? I believe this is a trail here. Oh, it's a tree stand. No one comes back here for hunting. I'm really loving this machine though. Like, it truly is an incredible machine. The most fun, most most reliable machine I've had in my life. I would buy it again. Yeah, with the air pressure down in the back tires and the front tires, it's really soaking up this extremely rocky road here, and it's really not bad at all. I just suggest putting your suspension on the second from the farthest, the second to lowest setting. Leave one notch in there just for a little give, a little wiggle room, but and definitely air down your tires. Oh wow, look at that. Air down your tires to about 6 pounds. You're really rocky. Wow, that is wild. Only thing you lose with dropping your preload down on your shocks all the way, you probably lose an inch or so of ground clearance. But I mean, the trade-off, there's always a trade-off there. Can't have it all. So I'd rather have a smoother ride than another inch of ground clearance. You just have to be a little more careful with your line placement when you're going over rocks and obstacles. But I mean, really a big deal. I'm used to riding sport bikes, what I grew up riding, so I never really had ground clearance anyway. But it still has plenty, 10 inches or so, or something like that. Still has plenty. Got 26-inch tire. Road here. I think we're back on the main road. We'll get into some faster stuff here in a little bit. I'm going to show you what this Helix really does, man. It really, you probably won't be able to tell on camera anyway, but you'll be able to hear my expressions and my honest thoughts. Because I know these other trails very well. I know what the bike is very well capable of when it has the stock clutching in it. And man, when I say this Helix made a difference, it made an insane difference. The Helix also did make the engagement on takeoff extremely smooth in combination with the primary. You can just crawl like nothing. But where it made the biggest difference, which was what I was looking for from this Helix, was the mid-range. You know, you get that whole shot, and it's fast, and then she just falls on her damn face to the mid-range from about 20-25 up to about 40 miles an hour, where it picks back up again. Now it does not do that. Now it just rips balls all the way there. It slowed down the upshift, because the CVT, the secondary, has an upshift. Oh, there's more bucks. There's a buck in a doe. It slowed the upshift down so it holds it in the power band a lot longer. You get a shit ton more power It will wheelie now, but I suck at wheelies. But I am able to get the front end up on it, whereas to where before I was not able to do that at all. That's the 2025 CFmoto 500. Do it with the MSC clutch kit because their shipping was a little bit quicker and he couldn't wait another day. Their technique to clutching is the polar opposite of RNG. That has a very heavy spring and very heavy weight. And the RNG clutch kit has a very light spring and very light weight. They both achieve the same thing, but with slightly different results. The 500 is lacking a lot in the power department when you go from the 600 to the 500. I rode them back to back, and man, 600 has so much more power. It's not even a comparison. Definitely trying to find some new trails today. I'm kind of getting bored of the same stuff. You're probably getting bored of watching the same trails. We got ATVs, man. Where we go, we don't need roads. You know what I mean? It just spins the whole damn time. Really putting that power down. The clutch kit is phenomenal. It really is. If the only thing that's left for me to do, and I'll be happy, is definitely want to get the ECU tune. I'm not really sure who to go with for a tune, but I don't know. I might get that My Genius thing that plugs in, like the OBD scanner tool that you can flash your stuff with, because I don't want to wait 3 weeks and have my ATV down for 3 weeks and not be able to ride, waiting on the ECU to come back whenever someone feels like sending it, you know what I mean? Explore a little bit today. Beast. What a beast. Now to easily do donuts. Before I had trouble. He really needs a helix. 500 has a hell of a lot of trouble shifting. It gets stuck in gear a lot. I don't know why. Didn't do that before. It felt like a belt was slipping. I don't think it was slipping. I just think it was the upshift was too fast and it took it out of its power band. Some mud holes over there, but they kind of blocked it off because I guess they don't like people riding back here, even though these are ATV trails and snowmobile trails all year round. But I don't know, need to find some new trails. just like to ride around and find trails and remember it in my brain rather than relying on technology. Kind of takes you out of the wilderness, so to speak. Just has so much power, man. It really does. It doesn't come through on camera. You can't tell how much power something has, how much it pulls. I'm gonna try and get my buddy down here that has a completely stock 600. If you remember in the drag racing video when I just had the primary clutch, I pulled him by about a bike length or a bike and a half. That was actually pretty significant for just the primary, but I already know I'm gonna probably pull another 2 bikes on him with this clutch, the Helix. Let's stay up in high gear. Tires being down at 5 pounds of air really sucks up a lot of this rough terrain. I like it a lot more. I did have them at like 6.5, but it was still pretty stiff, but this made a pretty big difference at 5 pounds. It's a 6-ply tire, so I don't really have to worry about de-beating it that easy. Still has ground clearance to go over all this stuff, even with the shocks dropped down all the way. This is a pretty cool trail. I don't know where the 500's at. Playing with his app. There he is. Gear, so he's running low. He just jumps up out of the hole. This way. There we go, that looks like a trail. Guess. speaking of that, this is a cool trail, man. Hell yeah. That's a little deeper than I thought it would be. Tree down. Big spider web. A lot of water erosion here. I bet when it rains, this is all flooded out. Getting into big spider web territory. I absolutely hate freaking spider webs, man. Nothing worse than going through a trail and flying and have a spider web wrap around your face. Go this way. Spider web, damn it. A lot of trees down. A lot. They're all dead. trail. It's on Onyx. Dude, there's so many trees.
Holy shit.
I'm tired of driving over trees.
All right, we go back. Find a way to turn accidentally hit the fucking field.
At least we get to flush the 500 now. Hell yeah. Wheelies! I love going over trees with this thing, man. Spider web. Oh, that's a good one too. Look at it dangling. Look at that spider web. That sucked. Shit. great.
Take it down.
Good. No idea where we're going at this point. We're just cruising, looking at different trails and whatnot. I did check all my fluids before I rode today, and I noticed my power steering fluid was very low. It's not leaking anywhere, but I don't know why. The power steering fluid was low. So I topped that off the dot 4. I love this bike, I really do. Tell you what, having 5 pounds of air pressure made a massive difference in how soft your ride is. Oh, 3D6. Another thing that's very different about the 500 and 600, besides the power and the seating position and the aesthetics, that also has 25-inch tires. But the biggest difference that I really appreciate about the 600, it's drive-by-wire throttle. There's no throttle cable. It's an electric actuator, like a car. And it's very smooth, very consistent. And it also gives you other throttle maps, which is nice. You put it in work mode, which is, I wish you had like a sport plus mode rather than a work mode, but sideways, man. Well, I can punch it and it just spins. RPMs do stay higher. Cruising speeds, like now, they stay a little higher than the stock Helix. But I mean, that's what you're gonna get. If you want power, you gotta stay in your power band. Ain't a big deal. This thing is a mid-range monster now. Low range, mid-range. Don't think I lost anything in the top end. Still do 60 miles an hour. Sorry, tree. Sorry, other tree. Gotta get through. Apparently Onyx says there's a trail here, so we're gonna trust the technology. It's definitely a trail that does not get traveled, I'll tell you that. Gonna take it easy because with how high the grass is, you can't really tell there's a tree down or something, like that rock right there. Getting into Jurassic Park territory. Jurassic Park! Alright. That looks like an old trail there. That's what I thought. Now these are old snowmobile trails. There's not a lot of people that snowmobile anymore. So they definitely do not get traveled at all. I don't know where this is supposed to go, but this don't look like a trail anymore, I'll tell you that. Yeah. I don't know.
That's what it shows.
It don't really look like a trail.
It's a trail. It just leads that way.
Go ahead. You got the technology. I don't know, something happened, but like my suspension is very soft now. I don't know what happened on this ride, but like it's very plush. Maybe it needed to break in. Maybe I blew the seals out. Who the hell knows, but it feels very soft now. Power steering feels a little better now that I put some fluid in it. There's a big ass rock there. Yeah, these are like abandoned trails. These have not been traveled in a very long time. Scratch up my pretty wheels. I think I got a helmet. That was a little rough. This is getting bad. What? This is getting bad. There's the 500 that won't shift feature. They do it so much, it's not even like an issue, it's a feature. Don't shift. Brand new bike, don't shift. Don't get caught in a bad situation because you might die. Well, that's not a very great trail. It's just a little wheelie. Scratch up my pretty paint, man. The only thing that's bad about black, like it looks gorgeous when it's clean, but it scratches so easy. the GoPro works well and gets rid of some of that wind noise. I got this cover for it. The black foam cover goes over the whole GoPro. So hopefully it got rid of this wind noise when I'm traveling at 30 miles an hour plus. Looks like we're down to about a half a tank of gas. Didn't have a full tank when we left. We had like 3/4 of a tank. Holy shit, fast. It's fast. It pulls so hard. It pulls hard. I've never topped it out. I got to about 60. Never hit rev limiter yet. Brakes are decent. Alright guys, well, we finally broke something on the bikes and it's kind of crazy. I blew my shock boot out on I don't know what. I mean the axle boot split in half, and on the 500 his inside blew in half as well on the inside. That axle boot blew apart.